The son keeps working even after death feels close, just to leave more money for his parents. Stomach cancer already at the final stage. He still shows up to work at the hotel every day. Then one day he finds out the truth. His parents were pretending to be poor all along. His father's real identity turns out to be the richest man in Los Angeles. 18 years of fake poverty, fake illness, all to toughen him up. In this moment his hatred hits the peak. The expensive red wine slips from his hand and shatters. The manager rushes over and yells at the young man. These bottles were flown in from France just for tonight. A celebration for the adoptive son's college admission. The young man stares at his real parents and younger brother. He can barely believe what he is seeing. The manager forces him down to apologize on his knees. The billionaire looks over. His voice stays calm and light. Just a few $100,000 worth of wine. Broken is broken. Hearing this, the young man feels the irony hit hard. Growing up he was forced to eat leftovers gone bad. Any sign of refusal brought fists or shouting. His father always said money was hard to earn. He claimed he and the mother suffered enough. Now for the adoptive son. They casually throw $1 million celebration. At this moment the father does not realize this worn-down skinny worker is his real son. Life already drained him to the bone. The mother thinks once summer ends, she will finally tell him the truth. She has no idea this shameless lie will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Later the couple shows up dressed sharp. They bring the adoptive son to the hotel to celebrate. To prove they never mistreated the young man, the father gives a special order. Pack up the chicken bones left by the dog and give them to his son to take home. The young man looks at the chewed up bones. Nausea rushes in. He starts dry heaving without control. The father notices. He thinks his son is about his dirty hands. He is about to scold him. The young man lies and says he already ate at work. Hearing that, the father throws the chicken claw away. His tone turns sharp and mocking. No wonder you do not want this. Guess you had all the good food outside. The young man already knows the truth and feels only ridicule. He then pulls out a pair of worn-out shoes and hands them over as a reward for becoming the top student in the city. This is how they always raised him, with guilt. Pressure so heavy he could not breathe. Any small complaint from him turned into vanity and comparison. An ungrateful piece of trash in their eyes. He already learned to obey under this kind of control. The young man pretends to accept the shoes, then tells his parents he is sick. He says he needs money for treatment. Right after that, the adoptive son speaks up, saying he often saw him go to cheap hotels with female classmates. If he caught something dirty, he better hurry and get treated. The young man tries to say he has stomach cancer. The next second his father slaps him hard, thinking all those years of saving paid for school, only to find him messing around outside. He grabs the family punishment tool and beats the young man without mercy. No chance given to explain. When the young man is barely breathing, the father finally feels relieved and leaves with the adoptive son, watching their backs as they walk away. The young man suddenly understands. Maybe his parents never loved him. Pain takes over as his eyes slowly close. When he opens them again, he finds himself in a hospital. His childhood friend saved his life. The girl has loved him for a long time. Knowing his time is short, he refuses to hold her back. While the girl steps out, he quietly goes back home. On the way, a group of thugs blocks him. They say someone paid them to teach him a lesson. Trying to avoid getting hurt, the young man says he can pay them too, begging them not to hit him. He immediately calls his parents, saying he is being robbed. He begs his father to send some money, or these men will beat him to death. On the other end, the adoptive son says his brother is lying. He wears rags every day. No one would stop him for money. He must be out having fun, making up excuses after running out of cash. Hearing this, the father explodes with rage. He curses the young man over the phone, warning him to get home immediately. Then he hangs up. The thugs think they were played. They jump him with fists and kicks again. Not long after, the young man staggers home covered in injuries. Several college admissions officers are already waiting inside. They all freeze when they see his condition, shock written all over their faces. Just as the young man tries to explain, the adoptive son cuts in again, slandering him in front of everyone, claiming those injuries came from fooling around with girls, beaten up by some jealous boyfriend. The admissions team quietly leaves after hearing this. The father explodes with anger, pointing and yelling that he is useless, ordering him to kneel outside and reflect. The young man knows no explanation will matter. They will never believe him, so he walks to the gate and kneels down. Suddenly his pet dog comes over. In this house, the dog is the only one who truly cares about him. Then the adoptive son walks up and kicks the dog away. The young man shoves the adoptive son aside in anger. At that moment, the parents step outside. The adoptive son instantly starts acting, crying and begging his brother to stop hitting him. The father demands to know if the young man wants to fight again. Over a dog, he dares hit his brother. He orders the young man to apologize immediately, or the dog will be turned into hot pot. Terrified, the young man drops to his knees. The adoptive son kneels too, saying it is all his fault, saying the dog can bite him every day if needed. He promises never to touch it again. Then he keeps bowing his head to the young man. This performance pushes the father over the edge. He grabs the dog and slams it to the ground, later turning it into a pot of soup, telling the young man to drink it and all will be forgiven. What they do not know is he has reached his limit. His body gives out and blood spills from his mouth. He collapses straight to the ground. Only then does the father panic. After rushing him to the hospital for emergency care, the mother cannot stop blaming the father, saying he pushed their son too far. are. The adoptive son still adds fuel to the fire, standing there stirring things up, claiming the young man was always healthy, suggesting he might be faking it for sympathy. Then the next second, the doctor's words hit like a slap, landing hard on the parents' faces, saying any last wishes should be fulfilled soon. The father asks in disbelief what that means. The doctor says the young man has late-stage stomach cancer,